Alright, so I'm Josh. I'm the resident panel beater for the Drift Podcast Boys, as well as plenty of others. I'm just going to run through the materials I use. So it's pretty simple stuff. This is the bog we use. It's a platinum fillet from 3M. It's their cream formula. It's actually a lot easier to sand than most of your bogs. So this will do the dints, so your actual dints in the body that aren't small stone chips and stuff like that. And we'll also do a lot of your finer fill and stuff like that. It's a lot thinner formula than most of the other stuff out there. Other than that, I'm just going to be using the Dolphin Glaze, do all our pinholes and small scratches. Metal applicator. I choose metal over plastic just for a finer white, and that's just hard enough for the both of them. And that's my bog board for this afternoon. Basically, this is just a good quality product to use on all the stuff at work as well as what I use at home. I basically stick with what I use at work is what I use at home. The other stage, tougher than that, if I was filling, say, rust holes or trying to do a decent sized dent that we were just trying to sort of bog over and sort out, would be fiber fill, which is basically fibers from fiberglass mixed in with the bog. That's really the only difference. It just makes it stronger.
And you can lay that thicker or?
Lay it thicker and customer wanted it, but I've probably put it about that thick before and it's going to stay in there. It's not going anywhere, but then you'll use this one on top for your shaping and all that. It's just like to fill it to get a start, just to bring it back to where it sort of should be.
Sweet.
Other than that, yeah, just this, you're going to be using the sandpaper, 80 grit, 180 and 320 for primer. Anything after primer that I'll be scuffing the rest of the car up in is 400. And I'll be using 240 to block primer.
Sweet. Let's get to it.
So mixing ratios. General rule of thumb is orange to a pea. It's hot today. We've got a bit of a graph we can go through of your different amount of hardener for different temperatures. Basically, it's just saying use more if it's cold. Once you put enough hardener in it, it's gonna harden. You're sort of only speeding up how long. So I'm just gonna do a few pinholes here. So I'm gonna put a good amount of hardener in this. I don't need much. So that's plenty. I'm only just sort of covering this little area. Bit of hardener into it. That's that. So that's about 50-50. I'll be able to get through that quickly enough and get it on the car.
And this is only for filling pinholes or deep scratches or something
Yeah,
like that.
if I had like a stone chip and a bonnet, I'd use this or something like that. Just a real fine sort of dent.
Mm-hmm.
But mainly, yeah, I'll use it for pinholes or something like that. I can do that one. It's got some craters in it to fill. So lots of pressure. All I'm doing is trying to fill those craters. I'm not trying to actually add a coat to it. And you can even see it filling some of the scratches from the sandpaper as well as the pinholes. So a couple pinholes there.
Yeah, you can see it on the camera where it's filled them. So.
Yep. That's the
Yeah.
good thing about it. There's another one right there. The different colours in the different layers.
Yeah, yep. That ends up super thin, so.
Yeah, and that's why we call it blade, because we're not really doing much with it. So I'm actually dragging it hard enough that it's only going into those craters. Yeah, you see the smudges, but it's only filling the craters and I'm not leaving anything on top for me to actually have to sand off.
Yep.
Whereas I'll just sort of brush over it with a bit of sandpaper on the hand.
Yep.
And it'll take care of, basically just take care of those little edges from the wipes.
Yep.
And that's pretty well that one done. Other than that, the next stage is we have a one-stage pinhole wipe. It's like a compound that you get on a scotchy pad and you wipe the whole panel and it sinks into more of the scratches. But that's more on higher end cars, you know, so definitely 34s. Pretty much that's it for filling your pinholes.
How about if techniques for actually doing the platinum bog, let's say?
So,
Or platinum filler.
yeah, so basically you just want to sort of keep the applicator flat. So I usually probably use 4 fingers most of the time.
Yep.
and basically just drag it. And you don't want to put lots of pressure on that. You're only just dragging the surface. You want to be controlling sort of the pressure, so you are leaving an amount of bog there. You don't want to be basically just wiping straight over it. You want to be leaving some product on there.
Yeah, so not too much pressure as compared to the fine filler where you want a lot of pressure on there. Yeah, so like this, the dint's obviously mainly in the center of the repair, so I'll probably put my first wipe there, and then I'll grab another scoop of bog, and then probably just go over the whole thing like that and level it. And how thick would you do each layer before you mix up more and like let it dry?
So I mixed basically enough to do this whole side at once.
Right. And how thick though per layer?
It's depending on how much you need to fill.
Okay.
So this didn't need much.
Yep.
That one needed more than this.
Yep.
You just sort of roll with what. So after I apply it, I try and look down it. So you're going to be able to see that bit of a shine if it's going to have like a crater in it that's going to be left that you're going to need to add more fill to, or if you're going to have like, if you need to add more fill, or if you've added too much, you can then take a bit of the bulk out so you're not just wasting it.
Yeah. Is there a risk of doing like too thick at once in one hit?
It'll all dry.
It'll all dry?
It'll all dry as long as your panel is scuffed. And so I like to put 80 grit in, like even if it's on the finger, just get some 80 grit, get into the dint and work it.
Yep.
Just for a good bite in the bog.
Okay.
And it's all going to harden. You just got to let it harden. Obviously, if your outside layer is going to harden first, and inside might be a bit gummy. So if you start to sand it and it balls up, and it's just gumming up your sandpaper, you're getting it too soon.
Okay.
You need to leave it a bit.
Yep.
Whether it's in a heat gun time or just out in the sun.
Yep.
Just get it to dry a bit more.
Okay.
It's pretty simple. As long as you mix it and it's not clumping when you mix it, then you haven't over hardened it.
Yeah.
And you can apply it. Or if you get if you're trying to mix up a few dints and enough for a few dints, and you move between dints and it's starting to drag and get a bit bally, just stop.
Okay.
You're gonna regret it.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, that's pretty well sorted.
Sweet. Oh, we'll catch you in the next episode when we're doing sanding.
See you there.